I thought it'd be interesting to upload something to try and work out the statistical value of psychic techniques and how often they work. So I am going to give off maybe somewhere between 5 and 10, something like that, sentences that are commonly used by psychics, particularly in the UK and the USA. And if anyone watches this, I just want you to comment below how accurate each one is. These are all ones that I used to use at some point. Oh, by the way, I apologise for the hair, I know. These are all sentences I've used when claiming to be psychic. And yeah, I'm just interested to see exactly how often they work. So, if I were to walk on stage, the first thing I would say is that there is, let's just say I'm doing this to you personally, there is a older man who is connected to your family somehow. This could be a family friend or a relative, and this elderly man's name begins with the letter B. Okay, that's point number one. Point number two, I would say this isn't from an operation or something, but you have a scar on one of your legs, kind of towards the middle, towards the knee. It was probably from an accident when you were a child. Point number three, I would say when you were about 10 to 12 years old, you had an accident. It was involving a bike, and the kind of scenery was, there was like a footpath of sorts, kind of made out of gravel, and there was a bit of grass around, maybe a few trees, and you had an accident with your bike falling off, I think, and landing on the gravel. Point number four, I think it's point number four. Your grandmother, she's one of these, or is or was, I don't know who's watching this, so I can't be specific, but is or was one of these kind of really lovable characters. She always used to do some baking for you. Always bought you those kind of silly little Christmas presents that no one ever actually wants, but you know they turn out to be very useful. She had a bit of pain, kind of lower torso, kind of towards the hip actually, and a little bit going down her right leg, and this caused her great trouble throughout her life. And point number five, I'm only going to go up to five now. Point number five, this is kind of like a older male figure in your family, someone who has passed on. If it applies to you, you know, it's just if it's passed on. They kind of died with a pain in the chest. They were kind of struggling to breathe. They had pain in the chest, and I'm not going to say that they died horribly, but it wouldn't have been pain-free for them. So yeah, that's just a few sentences that are commonly used by psychics. These are what are known as Barnham Statements. And Barnham Statements are just, it's actually, I can't remember his first name, but a man with the surname Barnham who came up with the idea of there is something for everyone. This is why this technique is known as the Barnham Statement, because it's statements that seem very, very specific to whoever you're telling them to, but actually they apply to such a large range of people. If you've got an audience of, let's say, 100 people, you'll probably have maybe 90 of them who this applies for. So it's a great technique to learn. There is a Wikipedia page that lists off a load of Barnum statements. It's well worth going into. So yeah, have fun with it.